Hi all, just re-recording the video as there was mute earlier. Okay, so now let's see how this comes up to. Okay, so what we saw last week was the movement between the support and resistance which we had talked about. So we had 15,450 as the support and the low made is 15,500 and 900 is the high, and we had 15,950 as resistance. So exactly 50 points low and 50 points above the high our range was, and we have seen that range remaining intact. So this week also it remains the same, provided we don't break on either side. Now daily on Nifty, it looks like we are at upper band resistance, but it's a doji again with a gap up, so we'll have to see what happens. And weekly shows some bearishness. Okay, so there is some 3 to 4 bar, there is 3 bar as well as 4 bar bearish divergence setup, which confirms below 15,500. Okay, so that is where we are on Nifty. So this, if you look at it, 69 and this is 68.52. So there is 0.5 difference between both of them, and that can be as bearish divergence. Okay, so that is where we are with respect to Nifty. Monthly seems fantastic. There is no issues out here, and monthly still I'm citing 16,500 approaching. Okay, so it still looks good so far to me, but weekly has got some disturbance, and we'll have to see how the market caters to it in the coming week. Okay, so now let's see what else do we see. So this is the write up for the same daily small candle at upper band resistance, weekly bullish candle, but 3 to 4 bar bearish divergence setup and confirms below this. So this is what we mentioned. It's a diamond index because the closing on monthly basis so far is at all-time high. Okay, let's now go to Bank Nifty. So Bank Nifty has got a bullish candle, but it is at 60 resistance. So we need to now see what it does tomorrow. It's at 60 resistance, and we'll have to see the key stocks also in banking index. Maybe they are also at 60 resistance. Weekly is great. It has gone above 60, but it's not a convincing above 60. Okay, it's just above 60, 62. And we need to see that, we go bypass this particular mark. So 36,000 if crossed and crossed with closing. Okay, then we are citing 36,500 for sure, and maybe then even 37,000 coming soon. Okay, so that is where it shows. So there is nothing much on monthly also. It shows good breakout, and there is no divergence as well on monthly. So we are good with respect to Bank Nifty. We need to see whether, this daily breaks 60 and goes higher, or it gets retraced here. Okay, but it also has got a gap support here, and twice you have seen it bouncing from the same level, 33,800 maybe, or 33,950, because that is where 43 MA on daily is. Okay, so 43 MA, now everyone who has done Simply Build House should be able to understand what is 43 MA. It's the trend setter. Okay, so if the trend is still positive, it is been shown even by the charts out here. Okay, so it's still positive trend. Unless 43 MA is broken, you should not think about shorting it. Okay, so that is where we are with respect to Bank Nifty, and that is what we have written here as well. Right, so daily about 20 MA, but at price and 60 resistance. Weekly bullish candle and above 60, 62 is the RSI. Monthly doji at 60 support. Okay, so it is still 3 days to go for the month, and we need to see how the month closes. We have revised the resistances from last week. It is now 35,800, 36,250, 36,650, and then comes 35,100, 34,800, and maybe 34,400. So 34,400 I have written because mainly it is 34,350 at times, or 34,450. So I've just taken the median of that as 34,400. Okay, now let's see the other indices. So Nifty IT, it has got a doji at all-time high. and still shows, you know, some space to go. There is some 6-bar bearish divergence though. Okay, we need to see whether it confirms or not. Weekly is fantastic, no worries at all. It's just doing bandwalk. And so is monthly, not worried at all. Okay, so this is one of the other diamond index. It's at all-time high and looks great, right? So that is what even we have said here. This daily 6-bar bearish divergence setup at all-time high, weekly 3 candle bandwalk and upper band support as well. Monthly is big green and at new high. Okay, so it's again a diamond index, nothing to worry on IT side. Let's move to the other things. Let's check infra. Infra is broken down on daily below 40, below 60, and it might still drop down till this level or till maybe, you know, this level 42.17. So maybe, you know, it might come down to this level. There can be some fall in this stocks if this gap is broken, which is at 42.56, and also if the low of the hammer is broken. So we need to see whether it first breaks 4300, and then only that can be further short in this particular index. Weekly shows hanging man or shooting star at upper band resistance, but still above 60. So nothing too much worry on there. Momentum is still with us. And monthly also has a shooting star type of a candle. So we need to see whether, you know, where it closes in next 3 days. If it rises a bit also, then the shooting star goes and becomes a neutral candle. Okay, so we'll have to check this next week. More prominent things can come out. Nifty FMCG, what it does, it's an all-time high index. Come on, again a new diamond index. Weekly as a shooting star, but at 60 support. It's not a shooting star, it's a doji at 60 support. And this is also at 60 support. So FMCG looks good to me. Okay, it's daily at 60, weekly at 60, and monthly above 60. So it's a good sign to buy. So if you look at it, daily at 60 support, 38% retracement from the last rally, weekly above 60 and resisting upper band. So we need to now see whether, you know, this doji helps us or it, you know, takes it down, and monthly at all-time high. So we have got multiple diamond index this time. And this is where we have seen the retracement as well. Let me just show you why I said it is at 30%. So from this, if you look at it, we are exactly at 38%. Okay, so it's a 38% retracement if you see here, right? So that is where we are on this index. It looks good so far. We'll see the stocks as well. Pharma looks okay. Daily struggling around. So it's just a bullish candle here, but resisting 20 MA. We need that to cross. Weekly shows good sign. It's a small bullish counter attack at 60 support. And monthly is okay, doji above high. So this is what pharma is. So what we have written for FMCG, same here at pharma, daily at lower band support and at 20 MA resistance. So we need it to cross 20 MA. Weekly 4-bar PRD, which is still there, and gap support is there. Monthly, it's a doji at all-time high. So we need it to cross the high of the doji now for the stocks to fly higher and higher. Right, so this we need to now see how much high it can go. So this is only one thing that it needs to cross is the all-time high, which is from 14,530. Above this, I've got retracement on me. Okay. Above this is where it can come to 15,100. Right, so more 1,000-point rally can be expected in this index. And finally, let's see. Auto Maruti बहुत भागा है, बहुत भागा है ये. Let's see. So it has gone good so far. and cross 60, no bearishness. We had some bearishness last month. Now it has crossed it and it is looking good. So this is looking good on monthly. Weekly also shows good bull piercing pattern and 60 cross alert bar. And daily at 60 resistance. And now this also needs to cross this. So it has closed the gap though, but still it is at resistance of 60. So gap has been closed. So there is no price resistance here, but there is some price resistance higher than that. Okay, so there is some price resistance here around 10,800. So maybe some 200 points above there is some resistance, but then momentum will take over and might take it back to the levels from where it has fallen down. So let's see whether we again touch 11,000 mark on this index. Above that, it can be ready for the new high. So let's see. That's even the written thing for this daily about this 20 mm at price and 60 resistance, weekly bull piercing above 60 and monthly above 60 support. So we are good with respect to almost all the indices, right? And let's see few stocks now. So let's get back. I think before we go back, let me just brief on metal if we see anything. So metal is also broken. This is okay. There is some pushback on weekly, and there's again the Doji at all-time high. So the low of Doji breaks, wash your hands out from metal stocks, because then there would be a fall till at least this level, and this is a big level. Okay, so it's better to wash your hands off as soon as this is broken on monthly basis. Okay, let's go back to the future stocks. Let's see the stocks now. Let's start with ACC. Okay, so ACC, if you look at it, monthly, no problem, looks good, great. Weekly also looks good. Can be a buy about the new all-time high. Only thing is, daily has got some resistance at 60. Okay, so if anyone wants to buy it about the all-time high. Okay, and its all-time high is 2080 if I'm not wrong. Right, so buy about 2080 with 2043 or 2040, 40 points below as your stop loss, and you can expect this script now to go to 2200. Okay, so you can buy it even in your cash. If you have in equity, this can be bought. Ultra can. Sometimes works daily at 60 support and upper band support. Weekly has bounced from 60 and closed the gap as well. It's all about the gap now, and it's almost near to its new all-time high. We need to see what the month closes. Some bearishness in this chart as well. Okay, let's go to Reliance. So Reliance got a shooting star on monthly, evening star on weekly, and lower band walk on daily. So this stock has taken the beating. Okay, so yes, there it is, a small shooting star, and then the all fall down begin. Okay, and you can almost see again for all those students of simply technicals, right? You might have seen my shooting star logic and the retesting of shooting star, right? Just see this shooting star retested, and see the fall begins, right? So it is already there, and now it is at 40 support. So daily shows some bounce as possible, so can be a buy about 2140 and you can expect it to come to 2200. This can be now the range for this stock. If it does not stop here, if it has another fall, you might see it even breaching 2100 and coming down till even 2080 and then further maybe 2050. So these are the levels now which you can see will be opened up for this particular stock on the downside. Okay, right now we have not taken any trade on this. Now let's see Maruti first. Maruti does not give you any entry, it's still flying high and no sign of retracement yet. So I would not take any trade out here because I feel it's risky. There is a gap up here, so if anyone wants to keep a trailing stop loss, can put 7550 as a trailing stop loss. Here is the issue. See, it's just at 60 on weekly. So now if weekly starts bandwalk tomorrow, then around 7850 you might find some resistance. Otherwise, there is no resistance then till 8000, 8150, and then maybe 8300 retested. Okay, so that is what this might now go. Weekly and monthly shows okay, there is still space because we are at 56, 57 RSI. So still 3 points to go, and maybe this is possible. So let's see what it does now. So Bajaj Auto is at 40 support, price support, auto index is looking okay. Weekly at 60, monthly at 60. So 40, 60, 60 as per our RSI strategy, it's a buy. Okay, and that is where we have made a buy entry at Bajaj Auto 4105. 4200 is the target, and SL has been provided here. 4060. अरे भाई नहीं चाहिए भाई, जल्दी से रिस्टार्ट मत कर देना, किधर गया वो AMG वाला. Restart now. We don't want to restart. Okay. So now let's see the other things. So Hero Moto. It's also at 40 support and can be also taken as a good trade. So your buying is above this. 2940 you can buy. You can expect 3000 out here. But it also has some gap here. So that's why I'm avoiding this for now. Okay. Then let's see escorts. There's already see same thing is with escorts also. Multiple gaps. So avoiding it as well. MRF is in a small thing. So buy is only about 83,500, but it's in the narrow range nowadays. So we need to be cautious in this because there can be a breakout on either side, and it is at 40 around as well. So it's a bullish harami as well. It's a candle inside a candle. So it's a bullish in nature actually, though both are black, but it's a small candle within the big candle. So it's a bullish harami actually. So you need to buy it about 81,500 and you can expect 82,500. So 1000 points rally, so 10,000 rupees is there, and your stop loss is you buy above the high of this candle, which is 81,500, and your stop loss is 8,800, which is 700 points. So 7,000 is to 10,000. Okay, so that's why I've avoided it. For now, let's see the other things. So Asian Paints. So Asian Paint is at 60 support on daily. weekly above 60, monthly above 60. So again, strategy 2A, 60, 60, 60. So it makes sense to have a trade here. So Asian Paint is a buy at 3035, 3085 as target, and 2995 as your stop loss. Okay, now let's see in Unilever. It's at 60 support on daily, but weekly is resisting 60 with a shooting star. So avoiding the same because of a googly out here. It's a price support. It's everything. It's a perfect CIP if you look at it, but I'm avoiding it because higher time frame is showing some bearish signals. Okay, so avoid it for now. We'll check it later if it bounces above 60 on weekly as well. That would be our place to enter. So might be, we'll have a review after 3 days once the month also ends. Let's see, Nestle. Nestle का spelling क्या डाल दिया भाई तुमने? ये खो गया वो, भूलने पड़ गया वो, तुमने जो डाला. Okay, so Nestle is sideways, does not expect anything. No one is hitting Maggie now. Okay. Oh. This time frame it does not. So just 60 support on monthly, but nothing else. So even avoid Nestle. One thing which I was liking was Page Industry. It is at 40 support with a gap up. It has too many small candles, and the higher time frame is not supportive. It's not supportive. It's not above 60. So plan छोड़ दिया. बाकी ये भी Doji at support है 20 MA के. So it becomes a buy about 30,000, and you can expect 31,600 on this candle. So there is some reversal possible in this script as well. But because I'm not finding weekly much supportive, I'm not taking this trade for now. Okay, so now let's go to banking, HDFC Bank. Set upper band and 60 resistance. Weekly also same, a bullish candle but at resistance. So if it breaks down, we have a trade for that. So we have a sell call on HDFC Bank. Now similar is the setup for almost all the banks if you look at it. Right, ICICI weekly is about 60, but look at daily. Okay, my machine is a bit slow. I don't know why. It's a new Core i5, but it behaves like too slow. See, it's below 60 on daily. It's a gap up, but still again, we need to see the momentum here, because here we are at resistance of price, as well as there is 60 resistance, and just above here, maybe 8 to 10 rupees above, there is another resistance. So we'll have to see what it does in this coming week for us. When access, if you look at it, is around 60 and just bandwalk started, but we need to see it's a squeeze breakout on it, and there can be a buy trade if it crosses the high. So buy about 770 with maybe 755 as a stop loss, and maybe you can target around 785. So 15 points to 20 points can be your target. 770, 785 is one target, and maybe 790 is the second target. So Axis Bank looks good to me. Okay, so this we'll see tomorrow if it gives any chance. Okay, so this is okay. So I'm adding a new this thing since something different in this video. So now The risk reward does not matches, but let's see what happens. Okay, it's a band walk starting and it looks good. Volume is there as well. So let's see. Let's go to pharma. So Dr. Reddy looks okay to me. We'll buy about this. Weekly is at 60 support with that bullish counter attack. This is similar to Nifty Pharma itself. And monthly also it is about 60 and Doji. So it has to cross this now. It's hard time. We need it to go above this now. बहुत खेल लिए रे इधर अब तनिक भागो. See, the reason why I'm expecting it as a run is this candle has got the max volume and that volume is still not out. So that means people are still holding it above 5500 to go it higher. So let's see. So that's how we already have a Dr. AD buy as well. Okay, and let's now see other stocks. It's okay, it's around 60, so let it go till 60 or above 60. This is fair enough. There is a bearish divergence as well, and it needs confirmation. So it's a proper M pattern as well in Sipla. So below 933 is the short. Okay. TV's lab. It's also sideways so far. And 60 support and almost bullish counter attack also on weekly. But it's also around 56, तो ज़्यादा कुछ मिलेगा नहीं. इसके हाई के ऊपर बाई है तब तक वो 58, 59 RSI हो जाएगा. तो फिर अगर 60 रेजिस्ट किया तो हमको स्टॉप लॉस ही मिलेगा. Okay, so it does not make sense. Right, and finally let's see TCS. It's a doji at all-time high. Also at support. So if it crosses the high, 3500 is the target. If it breaks down, it can come down till this 3285, 3280 is the target. So we have both trades on this open now, right? So that is where we have in TCS trade. So this is all that I had in the video. Since the video went without any recording, and it was very silly of me. I had not connected the headphone pin into the laptop. I just spoke for almost 48 minutes, and that can happen when your mind and body are not in sync, because body wants rest and mind says, commitment first. So that's what it happened. So sorry for that, but I think you should now get this proper. I'll be uploading it in 10 minutes. So should be fine. And last I had seen was Infi. It's already on all-time high and moving without any issues. Can make more highs here because it's a band walk, 2 candles already and still moving strong, and also monthly band walk almost there. So it can still go up easily across 1600 and more higher. So anybody holding this in equity or for trading purpose can keep 1550 as your trailing stop loss. Okay, but I would say that it's only if you're trading on your equities. Otherwise, no stop loss, just hold it. Okay, so that's all. Thank you everyone, and see you soon. Once I feel better, we'll be keeping a session again, maybe in the coming week or maybe once a month ends. Thank you everyone.